So a lot of people think that Dubai is this kind of ultra conservative, quite boring place that sort of shuts down after dark. Well, let me tell you, it couldn't be further from the truth. Dubai is one of the most kind of happening places in the world right now. It can have one of the wildest, most interesting and surprising nightlife scenes in the world, I would say. So we're talking beach parties. There are these little speakeasies that you can go to that you have to kind of know someone that knows somebody to get in, as well as rooftop clubs and bars with a view of the Burj Khalifa and the whole of like downtown all lit up with projections, drone shows, you name it, it's here. But having said all of that, this is not London, it's not Ibiza, it's not Marbella. You need to kind of have your wits about you and you need to understand how the city works. All right, stick around and let's crack on. So before we do crack on, if you want to get yourself out to Dubai, it couldn't be simpler. You can probably do it in a month. You need to set up your own company, as I'm sure you're aware. You can do that using GenZone, who's the company that I use. They're my business partners in this venture. I found their service to be exceptional. GenZone are run by two Canadian guys. It's a very Western service. If you're going to come to Dubai, use them because the service is second to none. I did a podcast with Kevin on this channel. You can see 45 minutes of my experience. You can see Kevin and you can see how the whole process works. Anyway, right, on with the video, let's find out about the nightlife. So, what is the nightlife really like? Can you drink alcohol? Yeah, of course you can drink alcohol, but it's gonna be in bars and clubs and parties. You don't wanna be walking around the streets with an alcohol container. You're not allowed to be out in public with open alcohol, so stick to the designated places. So the bar and club scene in Dubai, and it's a bit more of a refined, grown-up type thing. It's going to be a little bit more sophisticated than that. Alcohol's quite expensive in Dubai, so you tend to find a bit more of a refined experience. So in Dubai as well, there are big name clubs you would perhaps find in places like Miami. Some of like the major clubs here, the ones where like, you know, the celebs go, are white in Dubai. That's this kind of awesome open air club that has these parties and light shows, and they're like famous DJs are flown in from all around the world, and it's quite a surreal experience around the stars and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, you'll pay for it, but it is beautiful. Somewhere else that's pretty cool is called Soho Garden. It's less of a club and it's more of like a complex, really. You've got multiple bars, there's different types of music, and obviously it's completely packed at the weekends. So something that I liken it to, and it's like a sort of London warehouse party, but with like Ferraris. It's not as grimy and grotty as a London warehouse experience, but it's that kind of feel with music and lots of different bars and lots of different things going on. So Soho is a really good one. And thirdly is a place that I've never been, but I've heard about. So don't sue me if this is terrible, but it's a place called Billionaire Mansion. So with a name like that, it's got a lot to live up to. Supposedly a very high-end experience, but it's the kind of place where you'll go and have bottle service and you'll pay $2,000 for it, and it's somewhere to go and show off, I think. And something to be aware of, which I think probably goes without saying, these places are not cheap. So you need to budget for it if you're a mere mortal like me. So that's kind of the mainstream stuff out the way. I'm going to talk now about some of the, what I would consider some of the more interesting places. So I would say that there's almost like a little bit of a secret nightlife scene in Dubai. There's really nice rooftop bars in DIFC, in these like corporate buildings or in hotels. There are these beautiful bars, they're on the rooftops. You can look out across the whole of downtown, across the financial district. I personally think they're much more of a sort of refined experience. And not to be overlooked as well, there's also a lot of shisha lounges. There's a place called Al-Quaz or Al-Quaz. There's quite a local vibe. It's quite a chill place to go, and it's somewhere nice. You can have a coffee, you can have a drink as well, but it's somewhere you just have a shisha, you can chill with your friends. It's a much more kind of sit around and chat type place. That for me is a good one. Another one are these kind of secret speakeasies. And these are places that are dotted around Dubai that are just a doorway in some building that you have no idea what's in there. There's no advertisement, there's nothing. You have to know it's there. You have to know somebody that knows somebody, knock on the door, and you're allowed in, and inside it'll be this beautiful bar type, and it feels a little bit like sort of 1920s Chicago. So if you like a bit of exclusivity, you like a bit of cloak and dagger around going to these places, then that can be quite a lot of fun as well. And finally, the granddaddy of them all, the beach clubs. So these are a real mainstay of Dubai. This is what everybody talks about, where you go to hotels that they're facing onto the beach, and they have a club at the back, and they have these sun loungers, a pool, you know, there's music, there's DJs, there's all kinds of stuff. Off the top of my head, there's Namos, Twiggy and Cove Beach, so you can tell that I don't really have the body for a beach club, so maybe if I lost a bit of weight. So the good thing with these beach clubs is you can rock up at midday, and the entire sort of day and night sort of blurs into one, and you find that you have DJs there that slowly kind of amp the music up. Beach clubs can be a lot of fun if that's your thing. Okay, so that's where to go and what the actual scene is like in Dubai. It's pretty good, as I said. So I'm just going to run over a few things that you need to do just to keep yourself safe, really, and just make sure that you don't attract the attention of the authorities. I guess number one is don't be sloppy drunk. So when I say that, I mean on the street. If you're going to get super drunk, you need to really go from the venue to a taxi to home. The other thing is to dress properly as well. So this is very much kind of location and situation dependent. You know, you can't be going out in like a skimpy G-string bikini. Certain places you can, of course, like maybe the beach club during the day is fine. You need to think about your dress and how you're coming across. Be respectful. The next one is going to be public displays of affection. You need to be careful with this. They don't really like, you know, like full-on snogging in the street or anything like that. You can kiss your wife, you know, your girlfriend or whoever, but you just need to not be doing anything too lewd in public, so don't be doing that. And taxis are everywhere in Dubai as well. You can use taxis to get around, so if you're drunk, don't make a nuisance of yourself in the taxi, because they'll drive you to the police station and kick you out. And do not drink and drive in Dubai ever. If you're caught with even a tiny bit of alcohol in your system, you're in deep in Dubai. And as an honorary mention here, I would make reservations wherever you're going, because Dubai tends to run on reservations. You're much better off making a reservation, booking, and then as soon as you turn up, you know you've got a table, you know you can get in, you've paid, it's all, you know, it's not going to screw your night up. You can actually get in somewhere, have fun, and then you're not worried. So whether you're visiting or moving to Dubai, you're a little bit better armed now on how to navigate the nightlife scene. It's amazing here in Dubai if you follow a few rules and you're sensible about what you're doing. So if you're thinking of coming to Dubai, you can book a call below with GenZone. It's a free 45-minute consultation. They'll tell you how to set up a business, how to get your visas, all of that kind of thing. They can do it for you. Anyway, until next time, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.